What if you could enter in any card that you wanted to know the value of into an AI bot and it would spit out the actual value of the card? I'm not talking about guesswork. I'm not talking about you trying to do comps. You don't have to buy any one of these apps that tell you what cards are worth. This is real value. How much would that be worth to you? In this video, I'm going to go over how this AI bot actually works that I created and all the metrics that go into it to show you exactly why. Once this thing is fully operational, we're going to know exactly the real value of every high-end card, and this is the most exciting thing that's ever happened to the hobby. I'm so excited to do it, and I want to show you exactly what it is. So there are 6 things that this AI bot needs to do, and I do have notes on them, so give me. So the first one is going to be I have to input all the sales data. This is not just current sales. And I know you're kind of asking the question because I understand, like I have the same questions. Does that mean comps? And I'm not talking about comps. I'm not trying to determine what the comp is. I'm just trying to put the data in. And the reason why I'm teasing out all of the shill bidding that potentially happened between 2019 and 2023 is I'm going before 2019. I'm looking for sales data before then. And again, this is why it takes so long to do the research. I'm trying to put in the sales numbers before the pandemic so that we can then look and see like, okay, what was it before and what was it after? Because the second piece is actually identifying key cards. Now, you already know, if you're subscribed to the newsletter, you know about the anchor card, which is the 1952 Topps PSA 10 Mickey Mantle. That is the anchor card. There are 3 known copies in the world. I don't know the exact figure of how much it's worth, but I do know it's the most expensive, most valuable card in the hobby. Therefore, that's the ceiling. And once you have the anchor card, then you can judge cards after it. So I need to analyze that card with the bot as much as possible. And this is the key. I'm putting all the sales data in that is known about that card. And then I'm putting in, again, here we go. We've got demand number. So what does a demand number really mean? It means like basically there's demand. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 10. If you have a 10 demand number, that means full value. The PSA 10 Mickey Mantle card is a full value card, which means demand 10. Okay? That's key because if players' demand goes down, like potentially like a Babe Ruth, I'm not sure what happened. Like one of the most recent auctions sold for less than what the card had gone for before. Does that mean demand is lower? I don't know yet. That's why I'm building this bot. So if you have a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, that means there's demand. If you have a 5 demand, that means it's neutral. That means it's not good, it's not bad, it's just neutral. Therefore, the card price should just stay flat. So if you have a 6 demand, that means the card value should go up a little bit. 7, a little bit more. 8, you get it. Okay. But if you have a demand of a 4 or less, 4 means the card price goes down, and 3 goes down more, and 2 goes down more. Again, that's the problem is right now we don't have any way of knowing if card prices should go up or down. We just kind of we just don't know. We look at the sales numbers and we go, I guess it's going down. I guess it's going up. We kind of guess. And that's a problem. We can't do that anymore. We need to know, should this card be here or should this card be here? And so that's why all of these metrics matter. All right. What's the next one? Which is the pop count. So obviously pop count matters. But how much does it matter? So what I said is if there's more than 30 copies, then that should start to affect price. Again, price sort of how far the price can go. Again, I can't manipulate this. That's why I'm creating the AI bot. It's going to tell us based on these metrics, there's 30 cards or less than 30. Therefore, it's an in-demand card plus it's rare. How much should it be worth? Like a situation where, okay, so there's only 3 PSA 10s for the 52 Topps Mantle card. Well, that's huge demand plus very little inventory. Oh, okay. Now that's why that card is worth X amount. So that would mean that if you could get another high-end card in that category, well, now you might actually get a card that could be worth close to the Mantle, or maybe even the same as the Mantle. But we don't know that right now because there's no way to really analyze the market at a higher level. Again, we need the AI to do the mathematical calculations on the back end to know, like, okay, if these cards are worth, that's why you have to have key cards. So we have the anchor card, that's the Mantle card. I'm right now trying to identify the key cards. And one of them is definitely going to be the Paul Skeens MLB debut patch 1/1. That is absolutely going to be a key card to analyze because it's legit. It is what it is. It's legit. All right, let's get to the next one. So we have the historical annual rate of return. And what this means is that, so in the 90s, the PSA 10 Mickey Mantle card was worth around $100,000. All right. So now in 2022, the 9.5 SGC sells for $12.3 million. Oh, whoa. Okay. So hold on a second. Mathematically, let's figure this out. So if it's worth 12.3 in 2022 and it's worth in, let's say, 1990 is 100,000, well, what's the annual rate of return in between? Oh, so now we need to know, like, okay, well, what was it worth? Again, based on now that we have like historical data, what was it worth in between? Because now we can see where bubbles happen. And this is the beauty of the bot. Like, I'm so excited. All right, let's get to the last one, which is the identifying the bubbles. And that's basically what it's all about. Like, yeah, like we're going to actually be able to see when a price goes up, it's going to be like, that's a bubble price. That, or maybe that's a show bidding. Maybe there's not market manipulation going on. There's something going on that's not real. So when you see a Michael Jordan rookie card going for $738,000, you automatically know if you're signed up for the newsletter, that's not a real price. Oh my God, I'm so excited about doing this because this is going to change the hobby forever. And the only reason that I'm doing it is because Wall Street is seriously considering starting to buy sports cards. And if that happens, it's never going to be the same. Like, it's never going to be the same. I would never have thought 30 years ago that this would ever have happened. Again, my father, this is the story. So my father spoke to Mr. Rosen about the 1952 Topps card, and he asked him for $52,000 for the 52. I remember that because it was $52,000 for the 52. He said, should I buy this card? And I said to him, literally, do you want to get divorced? Because my mom would have lost it. Like, you spent $52,000 on a baseball card? Are you out of your mind? Now, I understand in hindsight, everybody's going, you're an idiot. You should have bought it for 52. You would have had $12 million. Yeah, folks, that's 30 years later. Do you know how much gambling you have to do to wait 30 years? I'm not a gambler. I'm so glad that I told my dad not to buy the card. Yeah, you can coulda, woulda, shoulda all you want, but you have to know your threshold for risk in gambling. And I am not a gambler. I like to be conservative with money and just use compound interest over time. And that's how I live comfortably. And I like less stress, not more stress. So hopefully if you guys agree with that, That's why you're subscribed to this. But like I said, this AI bot is going to revolutionize the high-end market. So if you want to know what cards are actually worth, again, high-end cards, because there's a difference. High-end cards, everything else cards. If you want to know the real value of high-end cards, subscribe to that newsletter. And I want to thank you for joining me in this video. I was excited to make this one because this is the key. This is the secret of the hobby, is what are the cards really worth? How do you know? How do you avoid making mistakes like Jeff Wilson did, basically throwing away $300,000 worth of value? I don't want any of you to make those mistakes. And if, Jeff, you're watching, please get in touch with me. I don't want you to be overspending on cards. You have a ton of money. You could have the best, literally the best collection in the world if you just stop wasting your money. So please get in contact with me. I'll tell you which cards you should get. Let me look at your collection. I'll tell you which ones you should sell. Like, I'm all about curating a collection, so I'll help you curate your collection so to become a museum type thing, and you can display it and then, get like a whole nice display, put it behind bulletproof glass so that nobody can get into it, nobody can steal it, and people can see the museum that you've built down in Atlanta. Please let me know. I would love to help you do that. But anyway, for everybody else, this is Doc saying, I will see you in the next.